So welcome back to Judy's Keto Kitchen. Today we're going to be harvesting from our garden. So I'm going to be making pesto the way I make pesto. Now I'll get my shoes on and we'll go out to the garden. We were late to planting basil, and we finally did when I got tired of paying $4 a week just for our pesto fix. And the basil is still going strong. Normally back in New England by this time of year, they've all bolted and flowered, and we're still having really good basil. So here we are ready to make pesto. We have all the basil that we picked earlier from the garden and my high-speed blender. So first you put olive oil in, and you have to put olive oil in the bottom so that it needs liquid to start blending. How much olive oil? That's going to depend on a couple of things. One is how much basil you have and how liquidy you like your pesto. So we have more olive oil if we need it. Then we just start removing the basil. And if there are any leaves that are brown, you don't have to use them. Or sometimes I don't like to waste it. I'll just tear it off and use the part that's good. So again, we have a lot of basil to go through to put all of the leaves in here. One other thing that I do before I get all the basil in is I put some garlic. And I'm going to use 3 cloves of garlic because they're small cloves. So depending on the size of your garlic will depend on how many cloves you use and how garlicky you like it. So 3 cloves for today. Now if you smash the garlic, the papery outer part comes off easier. You don't have to slice it really thin because it's going to be all blended up. So just put it into a couple of chunks. So then you add salt. Again, it will depend on how much you like it. The salt's really going to bring out the flavor of the basil. And also some pepper. And what I will do is, after it's all blended up, I'll taste it to see if there's enough salt and pepper. If not, I'll adjust. So I will finish tearing off all the basil leaves and putting it in a blender, and we'll be back to blend it up. So I have all of the basil in the container. So it's olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper, and basil leaves. So then it goes on to my Vitamix. My cats are not supposed to be on the counter. So now I'm going to test to see if we need more olive oil or more salt. Salt is good. I'm just going to put a touch more olive oil in. It doesn't need much, just a tiny bit. Blend it up again. So I blended for quite a while because I want to make sure all the basil leaves are blended in and not stringy and left that way. So what I then do, I put it in a jar. Again, I have another canning funnel, and I pour it into this jar. Now I'm going to show you one way that we use pesto. And we started doing this when we lived in Seattle because there was a lot of salmon in Seattle. Beautiful, gorgeous salmon. So we love salmon with pesto on top and grilled. You can also bake it, but grilled is really good. So we're going to top it with some pesto. Doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous? We also do this with cod and haddock, but we don't grill those, we'll bake those. Isn't that beautiful? So now we're going to head out to the grill. So the grill is heated up, it's all ready to put the salmon on. So We turn the heat down. We're going to cook it for 7 minutes. It's very important not to overcook salmon. And what I'm going to do is, since we're not going to be flipping it over, I'm going to close the lid, but not all the way and tight. It's going to be, I have a brick here, so that it'll keep it open and not get too hot. So we'll be back in 6.5 minutes. So the salmon has been grilling for 7 minutes. Again, do not overcook it. You're going to look at it and say, oh, that's not ready, but it's ready. And it's better to have it a little undercooked than overcooked. Overcooked would be too dry. So we'll take it off the grill. And what I like is the skin is nice and charred. So here's the salmon, all grilled. Again, you can bake it 350 degrees for 7 minutes. But I love it grilled. The reason I love it grilled is look at all this nice crispy skin. And yeah, the skin came off, but that's okay. So I'm going to show you, again, another thing that we do. We have this there, and the pesto on it is great. You can add more pesto if you want when you're eating it. But what we do is we mix some mayonnaise. Just put in as much pesto as you like to make it nice pesto-y mayonnaise. Salmon with a little bit of pesto mayonnaise. Oh, doesn't that look good? That is delicious. But I want to show you another way that we use the pesto mayonnaise. We have an egg yolk waffle, some pesto mayonnaise, and a chicken sausage patty. Oh, that's good too. So grilled salmon with pesto, pesto mayonnaise, and chicken sausage burger with pesto mayonnaise on an egg yolk waffle. Couldn't get better.